Hello friends, it's Hattie from Honeybee Stampers. I'm here for our September online workshop. I'm going to wait for just a second for some of my friends to hop on, and then I'll get started. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hopefully it's easy for you to find this Facebook Live feed. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, welcome. I will be uploading this to YouTube after each monthly workshop so that other people who don't have Facebook can actually watch the projects being created. So when you hop on, just hop on and say hi. I've got 3 really cute projects for you guys and tons of inspiration. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Let's see here. I have the camera kind of close so that you can see really well what I'm doing. If it's too close, let me know. I appreciate the feedback. I'm learning all this computer technology stuff. So let's see here. I think Thursdays, the second Thursday of the month, I think that's going to work. I think that's going to work for us. I am so grateful to my mom and my husband for staying home, and well, my mom especially, because she stays and helps me with my baby so that I can come to the studio and work. So that's great. Yes, hop on. We've got a great special tonight too, an ordering incentive that I'm going to share with you guys in a little bit. But let me just hop in and get started with our first project, okay? All right, first of all, let me tell you that we're going to start in the annual catalog. This is the annual catalog. Hopefully everybody has theirs. I did get a couple requests, and those are going to be going in the mail tomorrow. So if you don't have this annual catalog, let me know. I'll be happy to send one to you if you're my customer. Okay, so the stamp set that the first card that we're going to make is going to be using the Gorgeous Posey's project kit. This project kit is beautiful. And I explained how project kits versus all-inclusive kits worked in our very first workshop a couple months ago. So now I have an opportunity to actually show you guys this in action. So this is the actual kit. The great thing about doing these Facebook Lives with you guys on Thursday, the second Thursday of the month, is that I get to take these beautiful projects or these beautiful products and just bring them to life. So you guys can see the size of the box in comparison to, you know, my hands or the table. But that's the box that they will come in for the Gorgeous Posey set. There's also a stamp set that coordinates with it. It's down here. I don't have the box with me. I just grabbed the stamps that I'm going to use. This stamp set coordinates with this kit. Now, you don't have to have this stamp set, but if you want to do the cards and create the cards exactly as the designers have designed them for you, then you're going to want this stamp set. This stamp set is not included. That's why it's called a project kit and not an all-inclusive kit, project kit up here. If you look down here, you'll see the Get Well Soon, and it says full size. That is the actual size of the stamp. And then they just show you these images that are in the stamp set as well, but they're at 40%. Just want to make sure you're aware of that. And then there's a couple other additional things that you'll need to create these projects. So I did make one of each of the cards so you could see what they look like, okay? And then I'm going to show you an alternate sample tonight. So let's see here. Got this upside down. Okay, so here's the first one. The card bases are white on the inside versus our usual colored cardstock that's colored all the way through. This is white on the inside, so you don't have to add that layer. And they're different colors here. So you've got one that's almost like a purple posy, one that, let me see the colors that kind of coordinate. One that is, well, this is Highland Heather, I guess, or purple posy. You could say either one, it coordinates. And then we've got kind of a soft sea foam, this one here, this color. And then this one, I would say this one's probably like a blushing bride. Okay, anyway, so here's one of the cards. And then here's another one in that set. And you'll see that they've got a layer that's already printed for you. And you've got all these little pieces that pop out, and these are actually die cuts that come with it. So you just kind of pop them out, stamp, and put together. Really beautiful. It also comes with this purplish colored twine and this ribbon as well. This ribbon is, it has It's sheer in the middle, and then it's got a little gold piping and then white on the edges. So super pretty. And here's another card. So this card kit actually makes 16 cards. So you'll do 4 each of these 4 different designs that I just showed you. Let me actually see if I can bring the camera up a little bit. Okay, I think I'm pretty close. All right, so here's the ribbon I was telling you about that is going to come in the kit. Here's the twine that you're going to get. So when you put these projects together, you're going to get plenty of goodies left over to create even more. Here are, I've already punched these out, but here are all the little die cuts that you're going to use to stamp on. Those are the labels, and then you'll have sheets like this of the different die cuts. Okay, and then in here, I haven't put them all together, so you'll see these are the layers. So pretty. So you can actually create them exactly as the designer has designed it, or you can come up with your own. And so this project that I'm going to show you tonight is kind of an alternate sample. And once you've used this box, you've given all the cards away, you can actually keep this box as a little keepsake, or you can gift it. It's got like a little elastic latch right there. Nice, 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 nice. All right, the kit also comes with some instructions. So you're gonna have colored instructions. I kind of explained this a little bit last time. Actually, I explained this with the holiday kit, but you'll see the pictures on the back, and then there's little numbers here. If you go back to the numbers here, it tells you to stamp in Blackberry Bliss wherever you see a number 1. So that's how the instructions work. Okay, so that's the introduction to that, but let me show you a sweet card that we're gonna make tonight using the stamp set. So none of the pieces that I just showed you, but just the stamp set itself. So let me get this out here. The stamp set is actually 2-step stamping, which is nice. I love 2-step stamping because it just gives some dimension. I hope you guys are all having a great night. I can't tell exactly who's hopping on, so if you want to say hi, feel free to chime in and say hi. Let me know what you're up to tonight. Okay, so we're going to start here with a soft seafoam base of the card, and then we're going to dry emboss this piece. This is a layer that's going to go right over the top. Now, I originally dry embossed this using the Tasteful Textures, but I have literally used the Tasteful Textures for every card I've made the last couple months. So I'm going to go and use the Subtle. Subtle is one that's been around for a while. It's in the annual catalog, and it's beautiful. I'm going to actually also show you. Hi, Mona. Good to see you on here. I'm going to show you the difference between the Subtle and the Tasteful Textures because they're very similar. They're, you know, kind of a muted pattern, but it's just, I don't know, it just adds to every card in my opinion versus just having it plain. I'm going to bring in our beautiful new die cutting machine. And let me tell you something about this. So as you guys know, hi Fran, hi Dina, hi Susan. I love that you girls are doing your little watch party. Thank you, Rhonda. So with this die cutting machine, all of the new 3D embossing folders that you guys can purchase right now, if you look at this platform, it tells you, I'm sorry the camera's so close. Hi Deb. It tells you for the 3D, let me bring it up here. For the when using a 3D embossing folder, you're going to use this platform 1 and platform 4. 4 is this dark gray one that looks like this. And this is kind of a specialty for the 3D embossing. But if you purchased a 3D embossing folder before this one came out, like I purchased the Subtle a long time ago, then you're going to want to do a different sandwich, okay? So make a little note of this so that you don't break anything if you get the new machine and you're trying to emboss with it. So you're going to need platform 1, and instead of platform 4, you're going to just grab platform 3, and you're going to stick 3 on top. If you use 4 like it instructs you to, then it's going to be too tight of a squeeze, okay? And then you're going to, who knows what will happen. Hopefully not break your machine, but it's just not going to work. Okay, so I'm just going to run this through. Try not to shake the camera too much. Okay, there we go. I did that way slower than I normally do because I just know that the camera is shaking all over. All right, so when you take this out, if I can get it open, there we go. That embosses it for you. Okay, so I'm going to show you really quick the difference between, if you can see the difference there. Very subtle, but there is a difference between this is the Tasteful Textures embossing folder, and this is the subtle, okay? So there's that little tip for you. And when you're embossing, you always want to run the embossing folder with the fold going in first, okay? So when you start pushing it through, the fold needs to go in first. All right, let me set that to the side. All right, and we're going to just take our Stamp and Seal. And adhere that to the front of this card. There we go. Okay. Now, this right here, I don't know if you can tell that that's on there, but this is a new vellum doily that we carry now. It's so much fun to work with, and I actually just designed another card using the vellum doily that I'm going to show you guys next month. So let me grab my doily here. Stuck on my envelope. When you guys get your card kits in the mail, make sure that you check your envelope really well because these things really get stuck in there. Okay, so I'm going to take the doily and I'm just going to cut it diagonally. I've seen some projects on Pinterest and Instagram and all over the place where they're cutting away and making the doily circular, or they're cutting away and making all these different fun shapes with the doily. So take a look at it. You can even cut out little flowers, all kinds of stuff. Take a look at it and see what you'd like to do with that. Now, with vellum, even with these doilies, you want to figure out a way to put them on your project so that the adhesive does not show. So I'm just going to put the doily in each corner like this. It's okay, Lonnie. Welcome. And any parts that you guys miss, you can go back and watch the replay because it'll upload a video. But this is a great opportunity for you guys to be able to ask me any questions if you have questions for me. I'd love to answer them. Hi, Brenda. Good to see you. Okay, now I'm going to stamp our little leaves here. We're going to use the soft sea foam. And my soft sea foam, I don't know if I over inked it or what. It's just got too many bubbles. You see that there? Sometimes when that happens, and actually I didn't think to do this ahead of time, but let me do it now. Sometimes when that happens, you can take a spoon and kind of push some of the ink down. If your ink pads are just way too juicy and you're not getting a good image, especially when we have those distinctive stamp sets where it's got so much detail, you want to make sure that your ink pads aren't too juicy. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so I'm going to just stamp right there. Still a bit juicy, but that's okay. We'll work with it. Okay, so now I'm going to do a leaf here, just a little bit off. And then another leaf over this way. And you see that there's different dimensions here. So there's a little bit lighter of the soft sea foam and a little bit darker, and it was meant to be that way. So it's a, I believe this one's distinctive also. Let me just double check that one really quick. Yeah, it is. So when you see any stamp sets that have this little emblem right there, distinctive, that means that it was designed to have just all this dimension to it when you stamp it, which is awesome. Okay, now we're going to take the veins of the leaves and we're going to stamp that in there. Right over the top. That's what makes it two-step stamping. 2 steps to create more detail. There we go. Okay, and then we've got some basic gray. I'm going to use the basic gray to stamp the sentiment. This sentiment is perfect. I actually created some more cards using the sentiments for some team members that have been experiencing some losses in this month. So I created a card, I'll share it with you guys, that I put in the mail to them just to kind of hopefully brighten their day. So wishing you comfort and peace at this time. That's the sentiment there. And then we're going to take some scrap paper and we're going to stamp using our Petal Pink ink pad the flower. So I don't know about you guys, but I love to fussy cut. I think it's relaxing and I think it makes projects look so cute. I know there's some of you out there that don't like to do it, but I find it to be pretty therapeutic. So I just stamped, hopefully I'm still in the camera view here. I stamped that, and remember with fussy cutting, you want to leave a little bit of a layer of white around your image. I'm actually not going to fussy cut this entire flower out, but I just wanted to show you my technique for fussy cutting. I tried to move the paper and not the scissors. So you keep the scissors in one spot and you just keep cutting, and then you just move the paper, okay? So that might help for those of you who find that fussy cutting is a little bit annoying. But I did already fussy cut it out for you so we can save some time. And there are my pieces there. Okay, I'm going to add this to the Petal Pink layer, just like so. Just center it on there. Thanks, Dina. I'm hoping I can come up with lots of tips for you guys when you tune in on Thursdays. Or actually each month. All right, we'll pull the backs of the dimensionals off here, and then I'm just going to kind of stick the flower on here where it's kind of coming off the paper a little bit. I think that makes it look even better than staying within the borders. And then we'll add a little dimensional to this one as well, and just stick that right in the center, just like that. Okay, so on this card, I actually have my flowers out a little bit. So when you get ready to put this card together, kind of consider if you want more of your leaves to come out. All right, and then I'm going to actually pop this up as well. Just going to do one in each corner, and then I'll throw one in the middle. I usually don't have any issues with my cards sagging or anything like that, but I love dimensionals, so why not? Okay, so I'm going to stick this right on here in the center, and that card is done. If you wanted to, you could take it an extra step and add a little bit of Winkostella. This is our Winkostella pen, and it just adds a little bit of shimmer and shine to your project. So I'll just do a little bit on each petal. And show you the difference there. Okay, so there's the original card with the Tasteful Textures embossing folder background and no Winkostella. And then here's the project that we did tonight. Let me see if I can get it in the camera here. Maybe you can see the Winkostella. Can you guys see that? There it is. Okay, and then I used the subtle embossing folder. So you'll have to tell me which one you like better. I'm assuming the glitter will probably win out. So here's our first project for tonight, and I wanted to show you guys, like I said earlier, I have tons of inspiration for you guys tonight. I'm going to show you some more samples using this stamp set. Now, my team is called the Beehive, and each month they get at least one tutorial from me that they can create projects. It's a color step-by-step tutorial, And this was one of the cards in that tutorial. And then I'm going to show you the other cards. They were able to... Hi, Bernice. Yes, I knew that shimmer was going to win out for sure. Here's another one. That's another embossing folder. That's that ornate embossing folder. I don't remember the whole name of that embossing folder, but I love it. And then there's the other card. And then there's the third card, and this made the fourth card. So they got a tutorial to make all 4 of these cards. So thank you, Linda. So that is our first project. And like I mentioned earlier, I used this sentiment on a card that I created for some team members too, and some friends that needed a little pick-me-up. And that's the card that I created. Very simple, quick, and easy, but you see we've used that sentiment again. And I'll share these pictures with you guys on this Facebook group. Okay, so if you're watching on YouTube and you're not on the Facebook group, you're going to want to join. You really are. All right. I like to jump in and get started with my stamping right away, and then just chit chat while I clean up for just a second and get ready for our next project. So my little baby is going to be 4 months tomorrow. So I'm so excited about that, but I'm also sad at the same time because I'm just seeing his little babiness just slipping away. And I love this stage. But people tell me all the time that I'm going to love every single stage. So I'm looking forward to that. But something my husband and I have been talking about is sleep training. And I'm not sure. I'm going to try to do the whole sleep training thing, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to listen to him cry. I think that's going to be really hard for me. If there's any moms out there that let their babies sleep in the bed with them, not my baby he doesn't really sleep in the bed with us. He sleeps in the crib, but then when he wakes up crying, we have to go get him and rock him. If there are any of you guys that let your baby sleep in the bed with you and they turned out fine, let me know. Okay, let me get our next project. Okay, if you're on my email list, then you saw this stamp set and these punches. This is the Beautiful Autumn bundle, and I'm going to show you guys where in the holiday catalog this is. So it's right here. Thank you, Bernice. That's some great advice for sure. Okay, the Gilded Autumn Suite right here. A suite, when you see that basically means that there are several different components to it that make up the suite, that make, if you use them together, they're designed to coordinate well together. You can create some really gorgeous things. So this suite includes the Gilded Autumn Designer Series paper, and this paper is amazing. The Brush Metallic 12 by 12, and I've already sent Stampin' Up! A message to let them know they need to carry this all the time. And then also the bundle that I just showed you, the little acorn trinkets, and the basket weave and metallic ribbon combo pack. So we're going to use a few of these elements to create our card today. So here's a picture of the stamp set again. This stamp set is full size. Remember I showed you earlier the stamp set was shown at 40%. If it is, it'll let you know. Otherwise, they're always full size. So there's that stamp set, and there are the punches there. Now, whatever you do, do not get these separate, okay? You've got 2 different prices here. If you wanted this, you always want to get the Beautiful Autumn bundle because you're going to save 10%. Okay, so don't miss that. And then there's a little tip here. Oh, the picture's fuzzy. You know what, Lonnie? I think it's maybe my internet, but I'm hoping that when this uploads, it'll clear up a little bit. So hang tight with me. I'll try not to shake as much, and hopefully the final video will be a lot sharper. I hate that. I hate that it's fuzzy. Sorry. Okay, so throughout the catalog, you guys will see that there's tips, okay? So make sure you check those out because it's going to help you when you're creating. So the Autumn Punch Pack, which is this right here, these 3 punches, they actually not only punch out the stamp sets, the images in the stamp sets, but they actually also punch out images in the designer series paper. And I'm going to show you the designer series paper in just a second. Also, this is also 2-step stamping. So you'll see that we've got an acorn here, and then you've got these 2 weird little images. These color in the acorn, this colors in that maple leaf, this colors in that leaf. Okay, and this colors in that. So just so that you know what that's all about. All right, let me grab the paper so you guys can see this. All right, this paper is so yummy. This paper is called Specialty. Oh, good, Doris. Good, Fran. I'm glad. Double check your Wi-Fi then, Lonnie, if you don't mind. Okay, so this paper right here is the Specialty Designer Series paper, and it's specialty because it's got some gold and some, I think it's gold, bronze, and copper foil in it. So here's one side of the paper, and then here's the other side. Love that houndstooth. Here's one side of the paper, and then here's another. The great thing, I love that Stampin' Up! Does this, that they will put like a regular design on one side, and then the pretty on the other side, because wouldn't it be terrible if you had like these 2 pieces of paper together? You wouldn't want to cut it. You wouldn't know what to do. You'd be so heartbroken, right? So you've got one side that's kind of just regular paper, and then the designer series that's specialty. Okay, Lonnie, I hope it works out for you. Otherwise, come back and watch it. Watch it again when it uploads. Okay, so then we've got these 2. Okay, there's one side and there's the other. I'm moving it around so you can see that just beautiful foil. Okay, and then here's another one. Now here you can see this acorn and that leaf and that maple leaf, they all can be punched out with the punches. Then we've got this one, same with these. Punch those out. These are all just the 3 different, the gold, the bronze, and the, what is it called? I'm drawing a blank. Anyways, so these 2 here, and then this looks like a gold, some gold foil on that one. And then here's the other side. Isn't that beautiful? Now here are, FYI with these, they're 12 by 12, and you would get 2 of each of these, okay? And because these are so pretty, and these are just, I'm in love with them, this is going to be our door prize for today. So you're going to get half a pack of this designer series paper mailed to you, plus all the projects that I make tonight as part of our door prize drawing. So there's that. I'm actually going to throw in half a pack of this as well. So this is the foil sheet. So we've got bronze, that's what it was, bronze, gold, and copper. Okay, so half a pack of that and half a pack of that is going to our lucky winner. So you guys still have time to, and I will share the form that you fill out for the door prize drawing. And if you brought a friend that joins our that's new to Honeybee Stampers and joins this video, then you will get 2 entries. Okay. All right, let's get started on our project. Here's the card that we're gonna make. I'm gonna set that to the side. Okay, we're gonna take our very vanilla, and I use thick cardstock. So our Whisper White and our Very Vanilla comes in a thick and a regular. So for a card base like this, I make sure that it's thick. Thank you, Bernice. Okay, here we go. And then I've already die cut this. This die cut comes from, okay, let me think really quick. I need to show it to you guys because it is a die cut that I use literally all the time. Let me pull it up so you can see it. Okay, there it is. the Stitch So Sweetly. It's this die set right here. I use it all the time. Okay. Thanks, Doris. So now we've got, here's that side, right? And then there's this side. This is the copper, because I noticed that there was copper in this, and I believe this is mint macaron. So let's add this to here. This card is so simple, but I think it's stunning. Oopsie. You guys, I'm a perfectionist, so let me pull this off. And plus, whoever wins the door prize gets these cards. So I want to make sure that they look good. If they don't, I'll give you my sample. Nan, I agree. The die cut, it's amazing. Okay, and then we're going to put this right down in the center. And let me give you guys a tip. Okay, when I use this layout quite a bit, because it really maximizes the designer series paper. And when you've got beautiful designer series paper like this, you want to use it up. And so those of you who are going to get, who do the ordering incentive, you guys are going to get the color tutorial. But those of you who don't, just FYI, this is 3 by 4. Okay, so that cuts up the designer series paper perfectly so that you can use every last drop of it. Okay, and then something I figured out is that our cinnamon cider ink pad, it actually coordinates so well with the bronze. We don't have we don't have copper embossing powder anymore. They don't carry it anymore. I was so bummed when I looked for it. So I feel like this stamp set, this cinnamon cider, which is a new in color, I think that that matches the copper the best. Okay, so I'm going to use the sentiment, life is better with you, because it just is. And this is a photopolymer stamp set, which you know is fantastic when you're wanting to see right through and to see where you're placing something. It makes it so much easier so that I can die cut these and not worry that I'm not gonna stamp it correctly. Now I already tied this little bow for us tonight. This is the combo pack that's in that suite of products. Let me grab that back out here. It's this here. So you've got the basket weave and metallic combo pack. I actually introduced the basket weave, this one right here, to you guys last month when I was doing those zany zebras. But this is a combo pack that comes together, and they are just beautiful together. And I find that this ribbon right here, the metallic, it's a bronze color, and it actually feels like it has something in it that makes it stiff, almost like metal. I don't know. I mean, it's metallic ribbon, but you know what I mean. It just feels like very stiff. You can mold it to however you want. Okay. Oh, before I close up this, let me grab my little acorn. And I like to take my strips of cardstock like this when I'm stamping, because then I don't have to worry about figuring out which way does the acorn go when I go to punch it, or which way does the leaf go when I punch it. It's just, you can flip it one way or the other. It'll make sense when I do it in just a second. So, and then we're going to use the mint macaron for the other two. You guys, these stamps are so cute. So cute. And again, like I said, these are two-step stamping. So if you wanted to color those in, you could. And let me see if I have an example of that. I thought I did. Well, here's one. So you can see here that I've stamped this in the cinnamon cider, but then I colored it in with the mint macaron, just using that second step. So that piece right there. Okay. All right, let's punch these out. We're almost done with this card. My goodness, this card is so easy. Okay, so remember I was saying how I like to use strips like this, because if I were to try to do it this way, I'm like, oh crap, I stamped it wrong. Okay, well, I can just flip it around. And you can just eyeball it like that. Try to make a nice little center around it. I didn't do such a great job on that one. Whoever gets this, well, they'll get my sample. Okay, so let's try this again. So I kind of hover and then start to squeeze down and then punch out. Okay. And then one more. Oops. I need all the concentration for this. Goodness gracious. Okay, there we go. So we've got those three, and then I'm going to put this on using dimensionals. Probably only need 2 dimensionals for this, but that's okay. All right, pop these off. And then I'm just gonna put it down to the bottom right, hanging off just a smudge, just like that. I'm going to add the die. Well, before I add the die, let me go ahead and put these little pieces on. I'm going to put my little maple leaf on first, and I'm going to use a glue dot. Okay, our glue dots are pretty darn strong. I'm going to stick one right there, and then I'm going to put the little acorn on it next, just like that. And then I'm going to do another one of these. I don't love that one, so I'm not going to put that on yet. And then I'm going to add a glue dot to my bow. Okay, there we go. And when you put it on, you can actually like fix it, make it as cute as you want it to be, right? So that's basically the card. And I did stamp on the inside too. So I took the, let me grab it. I didn't take it off the stamp sheet. So it's this one and this one. We're gonna do a little 2-step stamping. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this in the cinnamon cider. Right in the bottom corner. Okay. Clean that off. And then this is the piece that colors it in. And I'm going to color it in with mint macaron. Ink that up. And before I do it, last time I did it, the color was just too strong. So I'm going to stamp off before I stamp on there. So I'm just going to stamp off once. Let me make sure I'm in the screen. And then I'm going to hover over and just add that little bit of color on there. Okay, so that kind of pulls in from the front. There we go. There's that card. Simple. Thank you, Linda. I love simple stamping. You're quick. It's quick and easy. It turns out beautiful. Let me put this away. And let me share with you guys some more inspiration. So, get these out of the way here. I actually shared this graphic. Thanks, Bernice. You're so sweet. I actually shared this graphic on my Facebook business page already. So you see, this is kind of the same concept. But these right here, this is designer series paper that I showed you earlier, punched out with the punches. And then this actually, these 2 labels come from that same label set that I was telling you about, the So Sentimental. So don't miss out on that. Don't sleep on that, you guys. Seriously. Beautiful stuff. Okay, so this is a mini paper pumpkin box. And in this mini paper pumpkin box, you've got some note cards. So this one using that new embossing folder that I love right now, that's in the holiday catalog. This one and this one. Hopefully these cards are in the screen. But these are the additional cards that I created using these using this same stamp set in paper and everything like that. And this is a class that my team is actually getting a chance to use. They get the tutorial for free, and for just $10, I cut all this stuff and send it to them. So just another perk for being part of the Beehive. But this is this month's tutorial. So beautiful. I'll share this also on our Facebook group. But yeah, you guys, this paper, this stamp set, the punches, they're so pretty. They're so, so pretty. Okay, let me clean up this workstation. And actually, I have just one more project for you guys tonight. Okay, so I hope I have some Halloween lovers out there. I posted earlier that the only reason I love Halloween is the cute little costumes that the babies wear and the little kids wear and all the candy. Aside from that, I'm really not a Halloween lover. But this suite is really, really nice, and I wanted to showcase it today, share it with you guys today, because Halloween's coming up. And I'm going to give you guys some other examples using some of the products on this suite. So again, this is called Magic in This Night Suite. I love this colorful spread they have here. And take a look at these little spiders. I actually just noticed these not too long ago. These little spiders have the iridescent pearls that on them to kind of make them look like, I don't know, 3D spiders. I thought that was so clever. I'm going to have to try that. So that was cool. The other thing I noticed is that this little ribbon here, this is the metallic mesh ribbon. If you did Stampin' Bingo, then you got a yard of this to play with. It's pretty cool. This is colored. So I think that we can always color our ribbon, a lot of our ribbon, using our Stampin' Blends. But I didn't think about the mesh ribbon, so that's kind of cool. All right, so what's included in this is, in this suite, you've got this color scheme here. You've got this designer series paper, and this might look familiar to you if you did my Stampin' Bingo, because you got some of that paper in your kit, in your pack. There's a bundle called the Hallows Night Magic Bundle that had the stamp set and these beautiful dies. And then this 3D embossing folder, Cobwebs, love the way this looks. Some black glitter paper, iridescent pearls. Pretty sure these are the pearls that they used on the spiders. And then the metallic mesh ribbon. And Dale said, can I show how to make the tiny bows? Sure, absolutely. I'll do it right now. So I'll use this as an example. This is pretty easy to tie with, okay? So I like to tie right from the spool. I take it and I make like a little loop like this, okay? And then I loop it around. Hopefully this will translate well. And then I push this little loop through and I pull it, just as if you were tying shoes, right? Now to make it smaller, then I hold the middle and I pull on that end, and I pull this little tail, and then I pull the two ears tight. And then you can keep doing that. Pull this little tail, and then pull those little ears tight. And then you can clip it to make the small bow. I hope that makes sense. I'll do it again. So I do a loop like that. And then I wrap the ribbon around the loop. And then I take this part and I stuff it in there. And then I tie a bow. I feel like those directions are not very clear. But hopefully if you're watching this, it's making more sense. And then I just kind of pull the tail, and then I pull the ears tight. And I keep doing that until I get the size bow that I want. And then I clip these ends, these little tails. Okay? If you have any questions about that, let me know. I'll be happy to try it again. Okay, so, and that goes for twine, any of your ribbons. That's kind of the technique I use. So let me show you guys this paper here. Okay, this paper actually comes 12 by 12, but I've cut it in half. So here's one side and here's the other. Okay. And then here's one side and here's the other. And then here's one side and another. These bats are so cool. And these bats right here, there's a die that actually cuts out this bat. Yes, any time, you guys, if you ever have any questions or want me to try to do something or show you, I am definitely happy to do so. So then we've got these two and these two and then these two. This was the paper, like I said, that we used in bingo, and I designed the bingo projects with two of my Stampin' Besties, and I had to do fall, which was kind of difficult with the paper because we chose this paper, which is Halloween, and then we chose another pack of paper that was Christmas. So to come up with fall, it was a little bit difficult, but I'll show you guys those projects again so you can see this paper in action. But something I noticed when I was looking at this paper is, isn't that beautiful? That doesn't look Halloween-y at all to me. That paper, and I didn't think that was very Halloween-y. Is Halloween-y a word? That paper or either of these two. So anyways, and set that to the side. So we're going to use some of that paper to create our project tonight. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, our project for tonight is this one. So cute. And I came up with this one so that you could, because I know a lot of people don't get into Halloween, but if you know somebody who's maybe a teenager or an adult and you want to give them a Halloween gift, but you don't want it to be candy, this is a little gift card holder. So you can slide a little gift card right in there and send them a nice little Halloween treat. And it doesn't have to, you know, have calories to it. But this right here is super simple to put together. So let me show you. And also I have a couple friends who have their birthdays that fall on Halloween. And so this would be a great card that you can make for friends that had birthdays around then. Okay, so we're going to take this. This is a little bit of a different card because it only opens right here versus our regular A2. Okay, so we take the base, which is Blackberry Bliss, very similar to my nail polish that I have on today. And then this card has a lot going on. So we're going to take this piece right here, and I'm just going to kind of fold it in half, but I am going to dry emboss it. I don't know if you noticed that this was dry embossed. You can see it right on the edges here. And then also on this side. I'm in love with this Halloween cobweb. What's it called? It's called Cobweb 3D Embossing Folder. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I only want to emboss just this front piece. So I don't want to put all of it in there. So you got to think about how you place it, first of all. I'm looking at my, okay. So this is going to push through the paper, and so the raised part is going to be on this side, which is what I want. So I'm going to stick it right in here, and I'm going to line up. If you look closely, you'll see that there's an edge that has no embossing on it. So you want to go so that the edge of your cardstock here lines up to where the embossing ends, so that you don't have a blank spot, I guess. Okay, so it's going to go in just like that. And I'm going to close it. Okay, I'm going to grab my little embossing machine. Now this is a 3D embossing folder, but it's brand new. So I don't have to do that other sandwich with it. I can just follow it as it says here. So I'm going to do platform 1, which is this one. I'm going to do the embossing folder. And then I'm going to grab that specialty number 4 embossing plate, stick that on top, make sure it covers my and roll it through. Hi, Linda. Uh-oh. I think I got it over to the edge too far. Let me just move it some. Sorry. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm just going really slow because it's shaking my camera. I'm going to have to come up with a better camera stand setup so that it doesn't do that. All right, so then when I take it out, you'll see that it's embossed on one side and not the other. So when I fold it in half, we've got that beautiful look to it. And then we're going to glue this part down. All right, let's go ahead and do that. I really like the way that the Blackberry Bliss on top of Blackberry Bliss looked. Okay. And then I had a piece of Very Vanilla. Let me go ahead and stamp this. So I stamped the little spider. I hate spiders, guys, by the way. So the only time you'll see me messing with spiders is when it has to do with stamping. Otherwise, forget about it. I am like deathly afraid of spiders. Okay, anyways, we're gonna ink this up, okay, and just stamp right down. I always like to stamp before assemble whenever I can, because you never know if you're gonna make a mistake. And if you make a mistake, then you can always flip over your paper and stamp again. So let me add some adhesive to the back. And I'm going to go ahead and center that here. And let me show you how I made the little slot for the gift card. So I took this piece, and you can see the little spiders on there. And I took our tear and tape. I want to make sure that my spiders are okay. Yep. And I'm just going to go a little tear and tape across the bottom, and I just pull it taut and then place it down. I stick my fingernail there and rip it, okay? And then I do the same going up. Pull it taut and then press it down, and then use my fingernail. Linda, I don't think you realize how scared I am of spiders. I think my family has about had it with me. I will just scream, and oh my gosh, it's awful. I can't kill them. And if I did kill one by chance, I can't pick it up. It's really bad. Okay, so we're gonna use this punch. This is the story label punch, okay? And we're going to turn it over. That's how I like to punch, so that I can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to feed it in here so that it's flat across the bottom, okay? And then I feel that it's centered between each side. That looks like it's pretty good for me. And then I'm just gonna punch it. That's how I created the little notch here to be able to pull the card out. And then if you just grab your, take your pick tool. You know, I always want to call this the You Picked To tool, and I think it's because of Panera. I always say that, but it's the Take Your Pick tool. Okay, and it's got tons and tons of different ways that you can use it. It's a very handy tool. Oh, Linda, I'm the same way. Even like, especially with snakes too. If I see a picture of a snake, I'm throwing my phone. I don't mean to. It's just like my natural reaction to it. Now I'm going to center this on my card here. And because I only had adhesive on those three sides, now I've got a little pocket that I can stick a gift card in. So there's that. Now let's decorate the front. All right. So here's one of, hi Leanne. Thanks, Nan. Here's one of the designer series papers. And it's that Cajun craze, and I feel like it's kind of an ornate spider webs almost. That's what they look like to me anyway. So I picked that, and then we're going to add that to our paper using dimensionals. Okay. Leanne, do I need your address for the gift card? Or do you have some spiders there you want me to kill? Because I don't think I'd be any help. Okay, so then we're going to layer that right on there. All right, so this ribbon right here, this ribbon comes from the annual catalog. This is from the Forever Greenery bundle. Let me show you where that's at. Well, here on page 166 is the story label punch that I used. Thank you, Rhonda. And then here's the Forever Greenery trim combo pack right here. And so it comes with two. It comes with this metallic gold, which my bingo people, you guys got a yard of that. And then it comes with this very vanilla. And the very vanilla is kind of gauzy looking, and it just reminded me of mummies. And so I picked it for this card. What I'm going to do is, if you cut just the edge a little bit, cut some of the fibers there, you can kind of pull these pieces apart. And when you do that, it just looks tattered and just seems like it goes perfect with this card. Okay, I won't keep working on that, but you get it, right? So you're going to, when you get this, you're going to have it already cut for you, just like I had it, and then you're going to have to tatter it on your own. All right, then we're going to take some scrap paper. And I thought the open if you dare was a cute sentiment on here. I'm going to take our Blackberry Bliss and stamp open if you dare right here. Okay. I like to stamp and then punch when the stamps are clear like this or cling versus the photopolymer. The photopolymer where you can see right through it, so I could punch first. You could do either or, but I like to stamp first so I can see where I'm punching and line it up really well. And then, let me find that spider again. Oh my gosh, Linda. I feel it. I mean, your son, he knows what he's talking about when he takes off running, because snakes are no joke. And I know that there are a lot of snakes down here in South Carolina. Thank the Lord, I have not run into one yet. But anyways, if I did, I'd be running. I'd take off running for sure. All right, I'm going to feed this image in here. And I'm going to have the open if you dare kind of over to the right and the spider a little bit over to the left. Punch that out. And then I'm going to show you guys something else. The Stampin' Blends, oopsie, are our alcohol-based markers. Leanne said, is the ribbon... Yes, actually you can color. You can dye that ribbon that we just used, this ribbon. Take some alcohol in a water solution and some ink, some of the re-inkers, and you can dye it. You can also color it with the Stampin' Blends, or yeah, or you could color it with the regular markers. The Stampin' Blends are great because it's a permanent marker, and that's one of the little tips I'm going to show you here. If you take any of our gems, I'm going to use our rhinestones here. You see that these two rhinestones have color to them. If you just take one of our Stampin' Blends and you color over it like this, and it dries pretty quickly, so it's not going to transfer onto your fingers or onto your project. So just color it in like that, and now you can take any one of our rhinestones and turn it into whatever color you want that we have Stampin' Blends for. So this happens to be the dark Blackberry Bliss, and this is Blackberry Bliss paper, so this coordinates perfectly. And then I'm just going to take these rhinestones that I already colored earlier, and I'm just going to stick them, oops, try that again, right there. The iridescent gems that are, I'm trying to think are they rhinestones or gems? Oh, they're pearls. The iridescent pearls that coordinate with this suite would have been perfect, but I don't have anymore. So these right here, those would have been perfect, but I don't have anymore. My phone is in the way, Lonnie, so I can't see what you just said. Oh, actually, let me move it here. Oh, thanks, Leanne. Which ink pad, Lonnie, are you going to have? The Blackberry Bliss? Okay, so those two, we'll just use that for another project. There's that. All right, here's our project. And then I would just put some dimensionals on there and stick it right on top. I'm going to fix that gauzy ribbon there, so that's why I'm not going to put it together. But this is the finished card. Oops. Let's grab our little, and there actually is money on this Target card, so I got to make sure I don't lose it. Stick that in there. Okay, so whoever wins the door prize, you're going to get these projects, sans the gift card. Sorry. So here is that. Now let me show you some more inspiration using this suite. Okay. So I think a lot of you probably have seen that for Stampin' Bingo, we used these projects, or this designer series paper. So let me show you. This is the little mini paper pumpkin box that I designed. And then, oh yes, definitely that cinnamon cider. I mean, it just works so well with the bronze paper. And then here is this one. This is Cajun Craze, kind of similar to the cinnamon cider, but just a smudge different. So I made these two projects. You can see this is the designer series paper that's with that Halloween suite. And then my friend Michelle designed these. So she used, this is a die cut that's with that set, and then some of the paper, and then she used that really cool mesh ribbon. And she used the really cool mesh ribbon here as well. And then this glitter paper too. So love that. So those are some projects. And then, let's see here, what else? Oh, when I, let me just show you guys the mesh ribbon again really quick. Isn't that so cool? I'm gonna have to try coloring that since I saw that on the catalog, or in the catalog. Okay, like I said earlier, when I saw this designer series paper, let me find it. When I saw this one, and where's the other one? This one here. It just, something about it made me think of a wedding. A really elegant, sophisticated wedding, right? And so I came up with this card using that designer series paper and the same layout that we just did. So the embossing folder that I used was not the cobwebs. You probably don't want to use cobwebs for a wedding, but I used our Parisian Flourish embossing folder, 3D embossing folder for that. And I created this project here. And then you can color the rhinestones black. And then if you look closely here, I took and I stamped this image here, and I put some Wink Stella on it. I did it on that one, and then I also did it on this. So that image on the stamp set is this one here. It's so cute. I wanted to omit the cobwebs, right? And just focus on this. And so if you wanted to omit something, you want to use our Stampin' Write markers. So our Stampin' Write markers look like this. Our Stampin' Blends look like this. These are our regular dye-based ink markers. This is our alcohol-based markers. You cannot color directly on a stamp using the alcohol markers. It'll just stain the stamp. That's it. So what you want to do I'll just get this out and just kind of do a little demo. I know that there are many of you on here who are very experienced stampers and have probably done this, could do this in your sleep, but I do have some customers on here who've never stamped before. So I just want to share this with you. With the Stampin' Write markers, also with the blends, you're going to see a thin line and a thick line. The thin line is for writing, journaling. The thick line is for coloring, okay? So what you would do is you take the thick side, the marker side, and you would just very lightly color the image or the part of the image that you want, okay? Omitting the pieces that you don't want, just like that. And I'll grab some scrap paper. And then you just kind of give it a little huff, breathe on it, and stamp straight down and straight up. And you see that it just stamps the image that you colored in. Okay, so remember, when you do that direct to stamp coloring, you're going to use the Stampin' Write markers and not the Stampin' Blends. This does not work, okay? Okay, so that's how I did this little flower here. And then I used the mesh here and tied a little knot. And again, this would be just such a cute card to give to somebody, especially if they had a night wedding and if it was like a, you know, black tie event or something like that. And then this is a stamp set that's Halloween-y, but there's magic in this night. I think that that could definitely fit a beautiful night wedding. So there's that. And then I wanted to play some more with this because I thought this is so beautiful. I can't not create something with it. And so here is another project that I designed. I made a little box using the dies from this bundle. So let me grab this out again. So this bundle right here comes with this stamp set and then these dies here. And remember, if you see something that's outlined like this, that means that there's either a die or a punch that coordinates with it. And for this one, actually, there's a die that coordinates with all of these here. And you can see over here, here are the dies. And so I used this die here to create the top of the box and the bottom of the box, all right? And then just made just a regular box that slides onto each other. I die cut the little bats. The bats come with a die cut that has 3 bats. And so I put 1 bat on the front and then I just went ahead and glued the other 2 bats in here and lifted their wings up. Wouldn't that be funny to put some candy in there and then when they ate the candy, then there's some little bats in there. And then I have this mesh in here because this actually makes great, like, you know how you have the little, what is it called? Like, not funfetti, but shreddy, ready shreddy. So this would make kind of a great ready shreddy. You can put a little gift in here or candy in here, use that like ready shreddy, and then put your little box on top. I took this bigger piece and created, like I said, the base of the card and the top, and then I ran the top through the cobweb embossing folder because I'm in love with it. And then this die right here is this die, and then I cut out 2, one with the designer series paper that I embossed in white, this image, and then another one in black, and I just cut it in half. I do this often when we have a punch or a die that doesn't have a layer with it. I'll cut it in half and just kind of shift it up, and it kind of gives the illusion that there's a layer that goes with it. And then this right here, super popular, the, you know, taking a sentiment and cutting around it. I did that again with the Happy Halloween. I embossed it in white on basic black cardstock and then just fussy cut it. And this handwriting is so pretty. I have a girlfriend of mine who I went to college with, and her name is Jamie. And Jamie's handwriting is beautiful, and I swear it looks just like this, just like that. So anyways, that's the little box I made. So I had a lot of fun using this Howl's Night Magic bundle and creating some projects for you guys. Let me bring all the projects back in so you guys can see them. And let me tell you about the ordering special, and then I'm going to say goodnight. So now I got to find all the projects. So tonight, as you guys know, our ordering special works like this. If you spend $35 using the host code, and let me tell you the host code, it is 3JMFU 3JMFUXFF. I will actually post that, so you guys don't have to memorize that. I will post it. Thank you, Bernice. Thank you, Linda. You guys are so sweet. So I will actually send you all the pre-cut pieces. So you'll get a card kit to make these projects. So this one, and let me see if I can find my other one. Does anybody else craft and then like misplace things really easily? That's me. Okay, and then this one. So you will get all of the pieces cut and prepped for you to be able to make these projects here. Okay, so that's with a $35 order. If your order gets to $50, then you get to choose. Oh, let me lift this up and bring it over here. You get to choose one of these retired embellishments. Now I'm going to do something a little differently this month. There is a ton of really cool embellishments in here, and there's even like a Memories and More pack. Now this is on a first come first serve basis because I don't have multiples of a lot of these, okay? So what we'll do is I will actually do a video showing you all that's available, and I'll post some pictures so that when you see something that you want, you can comment underneath it done or sold, and then I'll know to set that aside for you. Now, if your order becomes $50 or more, you get to choose one of these items, plus you get the card kit. And then after $50, for every $25 you spend after $50, you'll get to continue to choose embellishments for free. And so, for example, if you spent $100 from the September workshop, you will get a card kit in the mail. You'll get a step-by-step color tutorial on how to put the projects together, and you will get 3 of these embellishments sent right to you for free. Okay? That's just a little thank you from me to you for tuning in and just being such an awesome, awesome customer and friend. So let me see if there's anything else I want to mention. I will be posting the door prize drawing form that you can fill out later tonight, and also post the host code. Please use the host code. Please enter it in so that I can actually be able to give you guys these freebies when you use the host code. Okay? All right. I think that's it. You guys will be seeing a little bit more of me over the weekend, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.